Welcome to Your Limitless Life, the podcast where creativity meets transformation. I'm Jane Bellante, artist, coach, and entrepreneur, here to help you let go of fear, embrace your power, and create the life and business you've always dreamed of. Each week, we'll explore the tools and stories that inspire growth and action. If you're ready to break free and live your limitless life, you're in the right place. Now let's begin. Hello, everybody. My name is Jane Bellante. Welcome to Motivation Monday. You could be watching live with me in the Limitless Creators Hub free Facebook group, or watching the replay on YouTube, or perhaps listening to the replay on the Your Limitless Life podcast. So I am so grateful to be here. I had a little glitch. I was trying to use StreamYard to go live and the stream key did not work, so I apologize for being late. And I am just so super excited to begin 2025. So, okay, all right. I know this is working. People are popping in. Make sure that you do say hello when you come in. I am able to see the comments from here, so I don't need to be distracted by looking at my phone. It's all working out for me, right? Hooray. Okay, so today, the Motivation Monday is going to really kick off our year. And in January, in here in the hub and on YouTube and in the podcast, we have a theme of fear. Good morning, Melanie. So good to see you. We have a theme of fear because fear is the thing that keeps us stuck. Fear is the thing that keeps us in the black hole, right? So it is the perfect place to start the year to sort of dispel the fear, to make it go away for good, for once and for all, right? So that's what we're doing. And so I titled this Fear Feels Like a Roadblock, but what if it's a guide to something greater? And that is the ultimate truth of what fear is. It's actually a roadmap. It's pointing to the lesson that you need to learn and get past so that you can live your limitless life. And so what we do is we intellectualize and overanalyze our situations. And what that does is it leaves us super confused and it leaves us feeling paralyzed. So if you are here and that's like hitting home, put it in the comments. Let me know if that is resonating with you. Do you over-intellectualize, overthink all the time? Do you overanalyze our situations? Do you feel confused? And do you feel paralyzed to move forward? And this can be any situation. And I know that some of the people that are listening or watching have been working with me for a while. So you are starting to understand what your fears are and you are starting to move past that. So just let me know where you're at. Okay. So what this over analyzing and over intellectualizing does to us is it leaves us kind of delusional about what the world really is. We are walking in a cloud of fear all the time, whether we realize it or not. It's crazy, but it really is the fear of being enough. And this fear of never being enough is contagious. It's literally contagious. Yes, Pam, that's so awesome. Again, it's a contagion. We don't see it, right? We don't see it. We just all of a sudden get it, right? It's like the flu or the big C, right? And we are infecting others with our fear. Do you ever notice, if you're having a good day and then you run into somebody that you know and they're having a bad day, how quickly you can shift into that black hole with them? It is contagious. It's an energy. And we come into this fear and stay in this fear from positions of hate and anger and fear 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 of everything. Fitting in, being enough, really, just being enough. And what we're actually doing, hi, Kim, what we're actually doing is separating ourselves from what is actually true and actually real about ourselves, who we actually are. Fear keeps us separate. Fear keeps us in lack. Is this, excuse me, is this making sense? So then when we're stuck in this fear and this fear pattern, we find it difficult then to use our own free will. And by the way, our own free will, that's our thoughts. Those are the thoughts that we think. And again, if you've been with me for a while, or you may have heard this before, we are not our thoughts. We are the thinker of our thoughts. That means you can change your thoughts at any time. And it is a matter of detaching from the fear and choosing something different. So if we're finding it difficult to use our own free will to change our thoughts, then our actions don't change either. And so even if you sit and wish that you could have this amazing business or this big free life, you just want to stop living in anxiety and stress all the time and just feel good in your body, it's never going to change if we do not have awareness of the thoughts that we are thinking. And if we do not understand that we can shift those thoughts at any time, we will always stay in the same pattern of fear and lack. Does this make sense? Put it in the chat. We choose absolutely everything we think. But the thing is that your subconscious brain is rolling in the background and it's producing thoughts to keep you in the known, because the known is safety. So you may not even understand that these thought patterns are running through your head. And so that is the awareness that I want to talk to you about today. Because our default choice, especially in this day and age with social media and 7 million different news outlets always telling us what is bad, our default choice is to sit in fear. And fear is lack. Fear is scarcity. Fear is unworthy. And that's crazy. That is crazy. Because we are the ones choosing to stay in the lack hole. And the awareness helps us get out. And this weekend, I found myself in one of my lack patterns really, really, really hard. Like I was there. Because I just paid a ton of money for a coaching program that I know is going to catapult me, my awareness, and my growth. And so I went for it. But what this did is produce a ton of fear inside of myself. I immediately went into, there's not enough, I don't have enough, I'm not enough, what if negative? What if negative? And for a number of hours during the day, I think it was Saturday, I was in this lack pattern. But the key difference here is that I was aware that I was there. And so that is like step one, the awareness. Because if you have awareness, then you have a roadmap out of lack, out of the lack hole. You have that like pickaxe and the rope. You're climbing up the lack hole. And if you don't have a clear roadmap, awareness at least leads to a path. So if you are aware, you can ask yourself, what is this really about? Like you're feeling anxiety, you know that you're grumpy or you're sad or like whatever your lack pattern is, you're definitely feeling it inside of your body. you can ask yourself, what is this about? What am I actually afraid of that is causing this feeling in my body right now? So in my case, on Saturday, when I was in my lack pattern, I was afraid I wouldn't have enough because I just paid all this money to this coaching program. And that means, what does that mean? Well, that means that no other money will ever come in ever again. And I'll never have enough. You see how crazy this is? So, if I instead approach the fear with curiosity instead of stress and anxiety, I can start peeling back the layers. I can understand what thoughts I'm having that create this, because they are just thoughts. And they keep us stuck. And I can then choose to change them, because I'm the thinker of my thoughts and I can change my thoughts at any time, right? I can choose to change my thoughts to something better. So if you think of it like this, if you have awareness of something, then you are responsible for the change. Does that make sense? You're responsible for the change and you're responsible for the growth. And it begins with awareness. That is the roadmap. Excuse me. So what path are you on? And be brutally honest with yourself. But being brutally honest with yourself doesn't mean that you are beating yourself up. It really and truly is. The awareness allows you to have compassion and grace for yourself. Because literally, you're just a human, right? You're just a human. You aren't a robot. But then not only can you have compassion and grace for yourself, you can understand the lesson. You can understand what the fear is leading you to. And it's leading you to push past the barrier of fear and step into truth. Step out of society. And I'm not saying like don't go have friends. I am just saying stop scrolling. Stop listening to 70,000 news outlets all the time. Stop listening to political rhetoric all the time. Stop. Take yourself out of it, because it does keep you on the hamster wheel of fear. And then ego kicks in. And then ego leads to more fear. It's an endless cycle. And when you start feeling the anxiety inside of your body, that is an immediate awareness cue that you just had a thought that is keeping you in lack and fear. And so that awareness is the roadmap. And so you have compassion and grace because you are understanding the lesson. And the lesson is, wow, I am keeping myself here. I'm keeping myself here. I'm keeping myself in the lack hole. In lack, in constant anxiety, in fear, in sickness, in disease or dis-ease. It's nuts. It's nuts. So where do we choose to be? Where do we want to be? Do we want to sit in those feelings, or do we want to shift and feel good? Do we want to live our limitless lives? Because we are the ones keeping ourselves stuck in the lack hole. We're the ones. We are the ones. So when I was in my lack pattern this weekend, I was aware of it, and then I chose to shift it. And I would ask myself, is this actually true? Is this true? I chose to get out of my head and get into the precious present moment instead. And you can shift it really quickly. You can take a deep breath that immediately brings you present. You can focus inside your body, because your breath and the feelings inside your body, they are present all the time. They're present all the time. So if you begin to notice, awareness of self and patterns, we can shift into the reality of who and what we actually are. We aren't society. We aren't fear. We do not have to feed ourselves with lack all the time. Because guess what? If we can feed ourselves with lack, we can also feed ourselves with abundance. It's just a matter of choice, which is crazy, again, right? But if we train ourselves to be present, we find and feel massive shifts and massive change. Anxiety is worrying about the future, and that generally has to do with I'm not good enough to do anything I wish that I could actually do. That's what anxiety is. And depression is stuck in the past. So we're using past evidence to predict our future, as to past evidence to solidify the lack, solidify the I'm never going to be able to do that. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough because this happened, right? Are we feeling this? Are y'all still here? Who's still here with me live? Let me know. Let me know. I know this is like a lot to think about, but also too, just if you think about it with lightness, that stops us from beating ourselves up, right? Pam says she's still here. Who else is still here? So exploring, good, Kim. Exploring, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? Melanie's here. So if you are committed to this, if you're committed to change, what does that commitment look like for you? Because how you show up here is how you show up everywhere. And I want you to think about that. How you show up here is how you show up everywhere. So what does your commitment look like? Are you showing up for yourself? Are you showing up for your change? Because you are the most important thing. We talk about being, integral to other people, but are we integral to ourselves? That is the biggest lesson, I think, is why can we let ourselves down, but we don't want to let anybody else down? We are giving too much permission for the outside world to control our inside world. So what are your tools? Your tools are be here in this group. All week long, we'll have discussions. Keeping yourself in the higher frequency helps you stay, like having that commitment to really working on yourself, to really understanding your own patterns, and to be around like-minded individuals will help you more than you understand. So being in this group that's a free way for you to be able to do this, like a free way, but it's also a freeway. The roadmap. Right? We'll have discussions in here. The third Monday of every month, we will have big classes, the activation classes. This month, January, hey, Angela, January is all about fear. So the activation class is all about fear. By the way, make sure you're registered for that, because not only do you get a free meditation with that, but you also will be getting behind the scenes goodness to go along with each month's theme. So be in this group. Set your alarm. Be here for Motivation Monday. Are you excited for this year? Are you excited for your limitless life? Because excitement and joy is really fun to live in instead of fear and lack. Kim says, can I say I'm proud of myself? Absolutely. It's really important to say that. Really important to say that. I had a weekend that would have typically knocked me down for the count, and you didn't allow it to. I love that. I love that. That is awareness. That is awareness. You have your path. You have your path to explore. Whatever your lack pattern is, you can explore it and start to shift it. What does this mean about me? What What am I actually afraid of? Why am I here in this lack anxiety space? Because we are responsible. We are responsible for everything in our lives. Yay, Angela. Kim says, I'm so freaking excited, which I love. It feels like you're on fire. It feels like you're expanded. I love that. And Angela said, I created all day yesterday, which is awesome. Taking more time for you, more self-love for you. More self-love for you. Giving yourself the stuff that you wish you could hear from other people. Giving that to yourself. So awareness of when you're going down that lack hole and then giving yourself what you need. Exploring the fear. Understanding you're so much more. You are so much more. So commit to the change you want to see in yourself. And it's like the Buddha quote, which I guess he's been misquoted, but it's like, be the change you want to see in the world. It makes so much sense, but I guess that's not actually how he said it, but that's what's been put out there. But that is what that means. Commit to the change in yourself so that you inspire others to commit to the change in themselves. That's a domino effect too. That's a contagion too. We talked about, the lack being a contagion. Hey, Callie, I didn't even see you there. We talk about lack being a contagion. So is limitless. So is self-love. So is awareness. When people see you change, they want that change in themselves too. So if you have good friends that aren't in this group, invite them. Invite them in here. I don't care if they're creative. I don't care, like a business owner, it doesn't matter. Invite them in here. Be the change that you want to see in the world. So if you want to step further through fear, we are exploring this topic in my Limitless Creators Lab as well. And that is where I am actually teaching you and giving you tools to shift. And they're powerful tools. And also, you can also sign up for a coaching session with me. And these coaching sessions, they are called root clearing. It's really big self-awareness, really fast. And so all of these things can be found on my website, janebelanteart.com. If you want to see massive awareness and growth really fast, the coaching programs, they will do that. You can sign up for one time. You can sign up for a package of 3. You can sign up for 6 months. Either way, you're going to begin to see change. The more you commit, the more change you'll see. And if you sign up for the 6-month coaching package, I will pour into you like no other. Because I can see it in myself, which means I can see it in you. And I have the tools to help you get to the root cause of your patterns of lack really fast, really fast. So be in this group. We're going to be doing the activations together every single third Monday of the month. Listen to the Your Limitless Life podcast. So you'll be able to listen to this replay. And on Wednesdays, I will have a full podcast. And of course, this month is about fear. You can watch on YouTube as well, if you like watching video. So let's do this. Let's rise to the occasion together. We're capable. We're strong. We can be authentic. And we also have free will. And like, that's me assuming that if you're listening to this or you're watching this, that you have free will, that somebody isn't holding you captive. You've got free will. And the free will is still in your mind. It's still the thoughts that you produce and create. We can surprise ourselves. We can. And Kim did this weekend. Kim surprised herself this weekend. That's so cool. We can become a new version of ourselves. We can. And by the way, Kim is a coaching client. And Kim is not only in my Ignite 6-month program, she has also signed up for a 3-month personal coaching program, and she's in my lab. And she has told me, Kim, can I share? Like the last month, she has shifted, she's like no other, or the last couple months. And like, it honestly is when you've got somebody on your side, change is so possible. Kim said the coaching sessions are freaking fire. Oh my God, thank you. They are though. They are. They're literally amazing. They're literally amazing. So we can choose to do this together. We can shift our awareness together. Let's leave our comfort zone of lack together. Set your alarm. Be here on Mondays. Be here for the activation classes. Really and truly let go of that fear and dive into a coaching session where you will change. Your life will change. It's insane. Let's use our fears as roadmaps for the changes that we want to see in ourselves, and then have it be a domino effect for the change that we wish we could see everywhere. So who's in? Who's in? Let me know. And if you're watching this, don't be a lack hole. Exactly. So if you're watching this live with me, let me know. Are you in? Are you committed? Will you be here? Will you show up during the week and participate in the conversation? Will you invite your friends because you know that this is changing your life? Because I know it's changed my life. And I know that I am here now to create change. So I'm creating change in myself. I'm transforming myself. And therefore, it makes me, or let me rephrase that. It gives me the ability to co-create change in others. And it is powerful. Michelle's here. I'm late, but I'm in. I would definitely recommend you go watch the replay because it's important. It is important. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. And that's a place I never, I didn't understand that being grateful for the lessons that I have learned means that I'm stepping out of lack every day. What lessons have I learned? And you can ask yourself that too. And is there a lesson that keeps getting served to you? Is there something in your life that keeps happening over and over and over? Because that is your lesson. The lesson is given until it learns, and it gets harder and harder and harder and harder. Right? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So when you start feeling the anxiety in your body, you ask yourself, what is this really about? What thought did I just have? And what am I really afraid of? And, joining the Limitless Lab, I will be giving you so many tools to help you shift. And signing up for a coaching program will do it even faster. Or come here and commit to being here, because this is free. So happy 2025. Tune in Wednesday for the Your Limitless Life podcast, and that is available on Apple or Spotify, or you can watch it on YouTube. I have revamped my entire YouTube channel, so I'm super excited about that. And I know that if you commit to yourself, you will see the change. And it feels really, really good. So have a wonderful week. And I hope to see you in here. I trust I'll see you in here participating in the conversations and stepping into your limitless life. So have a great week, everybody.